Hello friends, and welcome to this channel of Pragyanam Shikshan Samiti. Friends, Pragyanam Shikshan Samiti is a registered educational society, which is formed for imparting quality concept of the basics. Here, through this channel we will see the concept differently, and learn more clearly. This will help to develop a habit of thinking out of the box among student of all age group. Because, to be a master of anything, you must master the basics of it. Students, this is the second video of Pragyanam. In the first video we have learned about the concept of number system, how the numbers are formed, and we also knew why 0 is so important. In this video, we are going to learn the very basic knowledge of how the numbers are counted and written in different number system. Although this topic seems very similar to our first topic, but this video will definitely give you more understanding of number system. The starting point of arithmetic is set of counting numbers, also known as set of natural numbers. They are represented here as a string of tile piles. The beginning pile contains a single tile, the next pile contains a pair of tiles, the next one more than a pair, and so on. Each pile containing one more tile than the preceding pile. The first job is to provide mains for the number of tile in a pile. To begin with, we have the names we learned as young children. 1. For the number in the beginning pile which consists of a single tile. 2. For the number in the next pile. 3. For the number in the next, and so on. Later, when we begin writing, we use symbols, called numerals, to represent these words. 1 is represented by this, 2, like this, and so forth. But there are infinitely many piles, and if we are going to use a different word, with an accompanying symbol, to designate the number of tile in the different piles, we would need an infinite number of words and symbols. This need is obviated rather remarkably, by the use of a grouping process. In this process, the tile in a pile are formed into groups of 10, that is, groups that contain just as many elements as, normally, a person has fingers. These groups of 10 in turn are formed into groups of 10, then the groups of groups if 10 are formed into groups of 10, and so on until no more groupings of 10 are possible. Then the number of each type of group is recorded. To understand it clearly, let's take a pile of tile. First, the tile in the pile are arranged into as many groups of 10 as possible. The 10 tile in each group are formed into a column of tile called a strip. The leftover single tile, which we will refer to as units, are set aside. Here we have arranged the pile into 15 strips and 7 units are left over. Second, the strips are arranged into as many groups of 10 as possible. The 10 strips in each group are placed side by side, forming a square-shaped arrangement called a mat. A mat consists of 10 tens, commonly referred to as 100. Since there are fewer than 10 mats, the process ends. We see that the pile of tile consists of one mat, 5 strips and 7 units, or, to put it another way, the number of tile the pile is 100, 5 tens and 7 units. This number is briefly recorded by listing, from left to right, the number of mats, strips and units, which, in this case, becomes 157. Please pay attention that one mat has 100 tiles and one strips has 10 tiles. In carrying out the grouping process, at some stage there may not be any leftover pieces. Suppose, for example, upon converting a pile into strips, one had 20 strips with 5 units remaining. Grouping the strips, one has 2 mats with no strips left over. In this case, we say there are 0 leftover strips and use the symbol 0 to represent this. Thus, the pile consists of 2 mats, 0 strips and 5 units, which is recorded as 205. For piles of tile containing 10 mats or more, the process described above continues. The mats are formed into groups of 10, and for convenience, each group of 10 mats is formed into a column of mats, called a strip mat. A strip mat contains 1,000, or 1,000 tile. And so it goes. The strip mat are placed in rows of 10 to form mat, each of which contains 10,000 tile. The process continues alternately forming strip and mats of previously formed pieces until there is not enough of the most recently formed piece to make a group of 10. Let's see the previous pile to tiles. We grouped the tiles in the form of 1 mat, 5 strips and 7 unit and write the total count in the form of 1, 5, 7. Now see 1 mat has 100 tile. Hence a mat is called hundreds and number of mats will denote sets of 100 in total tiles. In our example there is only one set of 100 tiles. Second, one strip has 10 tile. Hence a strip is called tens and number of strips tells sets of 10 in total tiles. In our example there are 5 sets of 10. So, this will count to 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 equal to 50. And 7 units has 7 more tiles. So, we will say, we have 157 tiles in total. Actually, it means we have 100, 5 tens and 7 tiles. This is called the place value of that digit. The system we have discussed are based on groupings of 10. We say it is a base 10 system and refer to the sets we created in making groups of 10, that is, the strips, mats, strip mat, etc., as base 10 sets. Now pay attention that, in converting a pile of tile into base 10 sets to arrive at its numerical representation, there are never more than 9 of a particular set. They would be grouped to form the next larger set. Suppose there are more than 11 number of units and 10 units will become 110 and only 1 unit will be left behind in place of unit. Similarly, if there are more than 12 numbers of tens then 10 tens will become 100 and only 2 will be there in tens place. So, you can see that whenever any sets has more than 9 counts the extra counts will be grouped to next larger set. Let's see the previous example once again. The collection of 15 strips can be represented by different collections of base 10 sets. It can be written as 1 mat, 5 strips and 7 units. It can also be written as 15 strips and 7 units. Same can also be written as 12 tens and 37 units. Whatever may be the way of representing the number, the basic is same, that, in base 10, strip will have 10 tiles and a mat will have 100 tiles. So far, we have made collection on base 10. Let's see how numbers will be written in different base. Let's take an example of base 5. In a base 5 system, a strip consists of 5 tile. A mat consists of 5 strips which amounts to 25 tiles altogether. A strip mat consists of 5 mats or a total of 125 tiles etc. In base 5, the numeral 243 stands for 2 mats, 4 strips, and 3 units. Since a mat is 25 tile and a strip is 5 tile, in a base 5 system 243 stands for a collection of 2 into 25, plus 4 into 5, plus 3 tile, or total 73 tile. That is, the number recorded 243 in base 5 is the same as the number 73 in base 10. In base 5, since there will be at most 4 of any one kind of piece, only 5 digit, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are needed to represent a counting number. The number may be represented in any base. Like you can write numbers in base 2. Base 2 requires only 2 digits, 0 and 1 to represent a number. In base 2, a strip contains only 2 tile. A mat contains 4 tile. A strip mat 8 tile. A mat 16 tile. A strip mat contains 32 tile and so forth. Now to write 50 in this base 2 numbering system, it takes a strip mat that is 32, plus 1 mat that is 16, plus 1 strip that is 2 to get total 50 tiles. All other sets will be 0. Now the number 50 in base 10 will look like something like this in base 2 system. For all we learn, practice makes it perfect. Take 50 small pieces of paper and arrange them in base 4 sets. Follow the hint and send your answer in the comment box. And thanks for watching the video of Pragyanam. If you like the video, please like and share. You can write us on pragyanamshikshansamiti@gmail.com. To get the notification of our new videos, please subscribe us. For our other videos you can go to the link above.